In the workshop today, I want to share with you a very fast, simple spring design that you can make at home using no floral foam. Now, as flower arrangers, we have all these containers and baskets stored up and stored away, thinking someday we'll use these. But it's great to be able to bring out the containers and give them a new lease of life with a new modern approach. For this design, I have got a wooden box container, and into this I have some glass food jars. Another item that we never throw away as flower arrangers. Place these into the container and then some fresh moss around the edge, softening the edge of the container that you can use as a base. For this design, I'm going to use some of this fabulous contorted hazel. Now, the contorted hazel is fabulous for creating interest in your design, a lot of movement, and it also creates enclosed space. For this particular design, you can have the contorted hazel placed across like that, which would allow you to do a table center design. But I want to use it in an upright position. Now just have a play around with the shape of the contorted hazel and have that gently tucked in between the jars, and the glass jars and the moss will hold this rigidly in place, creating a structure for your design. So these are the type of willows and hazels that we gather up also, and we get these from all our friends' gardens or on even a walk along the road, and we pick them up and we bring them home and put them away because we might use them someday. So whenever you're using the hazel, it's very important to look at the shape of the hazel, and this one's creating that way, so I want that to come into the design. If you wanted to give it a different shape, you could add that way and that would take it away, but I think for today I'm going to use it like so. And then also we have the willows that can bend and tuck themselves quite neatly onto each other for support. Now this gives a lot of enclosed space and a lot of height and a lot of interest in your arrangement. So once we have our structure in place, we can add in some spring flowers. And today I've decided that I would add in some of the Andre Citron tulips, a fabulous bright red-orange coloured tulip with a flaming yellow-orange tinged at the tip. Now, tulips are one of the most popular spring flowers, and they are one of the ones that always grow after being cut. So I just want to add these in groups, keeping the leaves on and just gently teasing the leaves out from underneath the hazel. I want to add them in groups of 3 so that we have block colour. So we just have the colour there bursting through the hazel, and we'll have that a wee turn so you can see what's happening. And also we'll add a few to the back of the design as well. Now, as we know, tulips do a lot of dancing when we're not looking, so the hazel helps support them in their dance moves. So just a few of the last few of the tulips. Now, what other way to say spring than a fabulous daffodil? And here we have some of the Carlton daffodil, very vivid yellow, and that fresh smell of spring is fabulous. Just when you walk into the room, that fresh smell of daffodils is great to brighten up a fabulous spring day. So again, I'm going to keep the leaves on. I love using the leaves of the flower with the flower. It keeps it very natural, but it also adds a lot of detail to the design, a lot of movement, and keeps it looking quite natural. So just the rustle of those daffodils, just imagine you on a spring walk when the wind is blowing and the daffodils growing along the pavement. And we just feed these down through the hazel. Now this design, a very simple spring design, but it can be very easily adapted for the summer, autumn or winter using some garden roses, genista, maybe lilies, and for the autumn berries and rose hips and hydrangea. So we've just added some of these daffodils, and what a colour contrast between the daffodil and the tulip, and also the lovely feathered effect of the daffodil against the smooth texture of the tulip as well. And now those colour harmonies together is quite vibrant. Fabulous thing, would get anyone's attention. Just to finish off at the bottom, I'm going to add in some asparagus squeeb, another lovely feathery type of plant material, easily grown as a house plant. It adds a lot of movement to the design and also picks up the texture of the daffodil, and that just brings that through and gives a nice light finish to the design. And the contrast of the very firm leaves from the tulips against the very fine feathery leaves of the asparagus squeeb, the contrast in those two textures are just amazing, and they just bounce off one another, one showing the other one off. So we'll just finish the design by adding this asparagus squeeb to the base of the design, and also letting that fall slightly over the edge of the design, creating a more softer finish to the outline of the design. Very natural and a very simple design that you can create within 5 minutes at home, using no floral foam, but one that will impress all your visitors at your dinner parties or someone who just